Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit. I'm a YouTuber for my channel. YouTube Spirit itself. TikTok 1974 Also, I'm on my Facebook. With my channel, I usually recommend or suggest that people go and read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit Teaching, go and read itself in order to get a better understanding of what it is that I bring forward on my channel. Uh, I bring a lot of different things. Today is following your calling, right? Because a lot of times we get stuck and well, we don't know our calling, but we do. We just kind of suppress it or hold it back because we think that other people will, other people will do it, or they'll tell us that, well, you can't do that. You have to have this and do that, right? I chose follow your calling. Right now, I'm in a program, and we're in the middle of like my job shop in the spot for job shadowing. I felt that it would be good for me, but I would have it as experience because I do want to meet people. But I have a variety of things that I need to do and things that interest me in the languages. I know that a lot of it is my ancestors saying, we want you going here and here and here because we're here to heal our ancestral line. Okay? So I actually started, I believe it was around July. Prior to that, I started kind of looking a little bit into my genealogy, and in around the second week of July, I decided that I was going to go deeper into my genealogy. So I was talking to my instructor today, and we didn't know where to really place me and know that I need to be an entrepreneur, right? Because I would struggle with working with different corporations or have and more kind of hands-on and what have you, and working with people and past lives and spirits and ancestors and what have you. So I was sitting here and the spirit downloaded into me about asking her, my instructor, to see if she could get me into job shadowing with a historian that looks into the early European Canadian settlers in the 1700s. Because I followed my genealogy, my lineage, my ancestors back to there, and I even went further with other parts of it. So I have a lot of work that I done in that. So I was like, okay, yes, I understand why they're telling me to do this. So I sent an email and I'm waiting to hear back. I hope this is, I believe it is doable if it is approached properly and done right. I will read the email that I sent. Okay. Starts off because she's in my screenshot. I wrote, hi. I was wondering if maybe you could get me job shadowing with a historian that looks into European Canadian settlers in the 1700s and Indigenous around the same time. This is separate know it may be this, however, maybe this would be somewhat up my alley. Ancestors were both the indigenous and the early European settlers in the 1700s. My eighth great grandpa was the first of the settlers. I have a lot of knowledge regarding this because he was who I was talking to you about when I told you I did my genealogy research. I already have a lot of documents with regards to this. I have many hours put into it. Okay? Not only did I look into my own genealogy, but I also looked into genealogy goes back to Cornwallis and the four founding fathers and what have you. So I looked a lot into that. I like not only looked at my ancestral line, and I mean, oh my gosh, seriously, I can see how like historians they have their work cut out for them because there's a lot of stuff that you have to sort through, and it can be a real mind. And I don't know how many times I cried and screamed and just like, holy snapping. I have a book that a historian wrote, and I did a lot of cross referencing, and there's things missing within it. It's not to throw shame on them or anything like that, because I didn't finish reading the book, but there's pieces missing. And it's one aspect of my genealogy that they were looking into. Now, I found it interesting, intriguing, and I know that it helped, like through the spirit, it helped a lot of the ancestors and what have you sort of shift. So this type of stuff is my because I the artifacts of the history of it. Like I don't like the history they teach in the schools. They teach, you know, parts and pieces of it, and it's all manipulated in many ways because it's all over the place. So it's putting the puzzle back together, and that's where historians come in. That's what we're trying to do. So I respect it. I may not always agree with the work for the parts that maybe spirit is guiding me and saying, okay, it's partly there, but this is what we're missing. The ancient ancestors, like the hieroglyphics, and we have all that. I can help people by also pulling pulling through traumas. So I told my instructor today that I just heard the word multifaceted. I'm like I can do multiple things. Yes, I have multiple gifts and abilities, and everyone has their unique abilities, and that's why I'm calling this follow your calling. And a lot of the time, growing up, we don't really get to do that because we live within a system, which is part of what we're talking about within the early European settlers in the indigenous community, where the British did not come in and colonized everything. And that's what a lot of people are fighting against right now. Some are okay living with it because they've been used to it. They feel that that's the way of it. But the colonization actually destroyed a lot of stuff for my family and your family. It's like where I am, like there's a lot of people that would be off that lineage, off that genealogy. And I had somebody at one of the places tell me that there were people that was telling people that were on the queens, but people didn't believe it. And that was, well, family. Because they were awakened to it. And I was thinking, yeah, and there was a couple people talking about it. I did interrupt the art actually, but I did because there was what price represent, what price meant, and what was said by it. That it's within you, it's the consciousness, it's the awareness of the truth about our own heritage, lineage, ancestral line, right there. So I know that this is my call, and then I can, it's being able to help on a wider scale. And there are some that my dad will say, well, they're not related because they're so far back. Yes, they are. And it's that part that, we all have the knowledge within us. And I know that it was one part of my family that, scalped the other part of my family. Already figured that out. It was blamed that, and then a native person, Indian person, people don't like me, people use the word Indian. Well, that's what they meant by now. They colonized it, and you have to say this or that. And I know that, like, I have a book on the impact of it all. And it said, the rumor had said that it was an Indian that scalped my great granddad, my eighth great granddad. But I was getting channeled that it wasn't. It was one of Wallace's workers to bring about the separation, the division, and bring about colonization to keep under thumb. And it caused a lot of fighting. European, like the Canadians and indigenous communities, I will say it how I want it because it's the colonization that makes people feel like what they're saying is wrong, referring to something. When you follow your calling, that's when everything starts to fall in place. And, I'm going to say this because I feel it right in here. And whenever I talk to my husband about this, it irritates me. It's like, well, that's it's really too bad. because when it irritates you, all I can feel is that you are the one trying to hold me back because you can't move forward or you don't want anybody knowing truth because your ancestral line is a big part of it too. When I started talking to him today about my frustration with regards to job shotting, I felt like I was being constantly dark and you know, it's almost like how I knew that it was going to turn out like this. Maybe I wouldn't have taken the program. Because the job shotting was the best point to what was being offered. So if it doesn't happen, I'll feel like I'm black out again. But it's not stopping. It's not part of, I'm not refusing job shotting. I wasn't refusing it. I just didn't feel appropriate for me to work in a certain position considering I was trying to get away from abusive environments. So I know that this is a big integral part of my journey, and I encourage others to go after the even if somebody tells you, oh well you can't do that, but you can't do that, you don't have this degree, you don't have that degree. You know, if somebody actually like sees your worth and your abilities without having that degree, then they are a true teacher. They're a true guide. They're a true leader. So to do research, if it's something that you're interested in, then it's going to come naturally. Your calling will come naturally. And when people, some people see that your calling is coming naturally, and I know that you're trying to love it, so that other people don't see this because it gets under your skin. This is spirit to spirit. And that spirit knows who we're talking to. Because when they were a child, they had dreams. They didn't get to follow those hopes and dreams because of the way they were brought up. They ran away from all the things I did. So it's like because they think that they're too old, they're too broken. Well, you're only broken because you keep yourself broken. I had to find that out the hard way. And I know everybody has their journey, but it's like, you know, if somebody's there to try and help you from having to take the wall, like the hard journey, you do learn from the hard journey, but it doesn't have to. When somebody tells you that, oh, well, that's a pipe tree, it's only a pipe tree because they had their own tree and they were told it was a So they never hold injuries. They stayed stuck in a matrix, a system, a limited belief system, because somebody else told them that, oh, well, you can't do that. It's part of the same, naysayers, step aside. And I hope that one day you follow good and don't think of yourself as too old to do so. Because there are 60, 70-year-olds that are going back to college, some even to university. Some are taking whole new approaches to their calling. Some went from working in an office to doing tarot card readings. Family would say you're foolish. You're not going to make money at that. Some of them are making pretty damn good money because it's something they enjoy doing. They put their self into it. Sometimes they got to step back because you're taking on others. But like other things, the cards are a tool. Things right here. I have 20 decks, I think it is now. Once in a while, I'll take a deck and I'll read something to myself to see. But I work directly with spirit. So I know that doing the historian thing is a big part of my career. And it's just that part of that door opening and you stepping in. Again, it can be very scary, but you say, okay, I gotta take this faith. Because when you take that leap of faith, it means that you're ready to do something. See, I'm 50 years old, and I never, I had started a career, but even then, that wasn't so. The universe put me down a whole other path so that I could understand where other people were coming from that were not into the matrix system of limited beliefs, of pain and suffering, division, hostility, ignorance, greed. You step out, you actually see your true higher divinity, and that's when you start actually following your calling. My ex-husband, he was a young thinker. He said he always wanted to be a veterinarian. He heard the word ache, you know, the zoology. I follow people. Like I don't do a lot of following on TikTok. I follow like 700 people, but I flip through to find out what others are bringing forward. I watch the different things. I watch the political stuff. I watch the medical stuff. I watch the uh, ancient stuff, history stuff, the card readers. Just like people who do different creative stuff. There's certain things that, I just flip through. Channelers, like people who channel. That's where I want to be. And that's where, I strongly believe that's where I'm going. Sometimes it takes time, but I know I'll get there. Because I know one day the right person will see my work and what I have to offer and won't see it as being I just heard that. I'm here to work with. Like it's that part of breaking out of too. It's exciting. Like what I want to see for myself is what I want to see for everybody else too. So I know that my ancestors are saying, we're gonna kick you up the rear end. And that's why they gave me that download to say, here, this is the direction. It's helping a whole other level, a whole other perspective, see what others may not, because of the connection to spirit. And everybody has those gifts and abilities to connect with spirit. It's just about choosing. My sister, she said, I repented, right? You don't have to go through what I go through. I took a whole other different path because of my fault. So I had to learn this. It's not looking at what you don't have. It's seeing what you do have and then helping others who may not have it. Ratatouille. É isso aqui. How are you? Everybody sees it differently because they have the experience of where they're not. But you're your own savior. Others can help you to see that. And every time you look at somebody who changes their life in a positive way, why have you? They're showing you that life. They're trying to show you your own worth and your abilities and gifts. And I hope that, whenever I say abilities or gifts, it's just like, I'll say it like, are you my dad? Like, is this dad watching? Father, spirit, spirit. My earth father can take it how he will, but I mean that's seriously that's what he does to me. And I've had other people do it. And I can tell when they're doing it. I don't always call it out at that moment. So if I bring something out, it's not to insult or ridicule. It's because I'm lighting up the darkness. I'm bringing forth the pain that we never want to look at. And a lot of the historian stuff is trying to sort through the shit, trying to sort through all the shit that has been made. And other times it's been repeating history. So part of like everything, it's like everything is true that's said, but it's where does it come? Where does it fit in? My ex-husband always said about all the never bloomers. Dude, just because you worked in the military doesn't mean that you were a bloomer. You were there doing your job. You didn't blossom because you're miserable. So I guess you could say that, you might have worked at something that you didn't do. You didn't blossom because you didn't do what you really wanted to do. It's not that people are never bloomers. It's that they don't get the opportunity to bloom because they were always hammered down. It's like you already have the gifts and abilities within you. And if you don't like this, just saying that, oh well, I know you probably had a dream when you were younger too. You just need to follow it because you're too ready for home. This is spirit to spirit, and spirit knows who you're talking to. And Andrea said, si me quedo con el acto que yeah, I know, because that's spirit speaking. And I can feel it. I can feel others laughing because of what it said. Because I felt it in myself. And not only did I feel it in myself, I couldn't put it into English, but I know that, these other spirits, you don't know what was being said. But I'm still working with the shadows, talking with the shadows all the time, talking with spirits. And And through the ancestral line, galactic, good from the future, for the past, for the present. It's the reason why everything looks so strange and different things are coming out. It's because the issue keeps repeating itself, different characters, different sizes, different looks, different stories. But if you look at it, they're all the same, just really different or different timelines. Am I alien? Am I? Well, energy, am I spirit? Am I electric voltage? Am I matter? Am I an atom? I'm having a human experience. And so it's fun. So the stuff that I've gone through, it would have went off my house. It would have went off my house. And I know that there's times when that part of the spirit comes in and lets me feel that way. Think that way. Because I experience it, but I overlook it and make a difference. See, people never likes to feel it. It has to have potential. If it doesn't, it can get angry. Protection mode. Sometimes, like I know that when I speak up, tell somebody off, somebody is up with me and say, we can do anything, just don't say nothing. Sometimes, how well does that work out for people? Because those people that say, well, just don't say anything, those same people keep not saying anything, and the same thing continues to happen because you don't speak up. So, how can you stop the narcissism if everybody just keeps telling them just walk away? Or the best way to finding your calling is releasing all the stuff that's holding you down, that's weighing you down, the chains, the shackles, the limited beliefs. It's like it's heavy. It's like and, you know, there's nothing saying what which spirit. Like I said, that spirit knows who it is that I'm talking to. Following your calling is not easy, but it is doable if you really do it. People get to others say the chosen. And some are so enlightened about when you say the chosen. See, the thing is, everyone's been chosen. It's your choice whether or not you want to follow what you've been been chosen for or to do. My instructor told me today that where she was going to place me, she realized that, yeah, the way I am, they wouldn't understand. Because it's not a place that people really hear us. I told her today that, you know, like, I'm not here to help on a small scale. And I know that he like started, walking out of the room and walking people because, everything stopped again. Significant and initially sala that part of, sensory, all of those Next, have you just say the father? Father, father. Father can be a real meaning. Well, someone kind of wants to say good father, but good mama. And I'm not talking about me person. It's if and I'm going to say it. Say it don't bug somebody. But, Jesus says he's son of God. So, but guess what? However you refer because his name is Yeshua. Jesus. His name is- So Yeshua said he was son of God. You're son of God. You're daughter of God. I'm daughter of God. So he says brothers and sisters. Did not that limited belief system got you in it. Spirit meant for that. You should look at it like just so why do you think that, like, do you think that there wasn't female prophets? Why do you think that it's been left out of, like, out of certain books, texts, and what have you? Father was the worst one for not getting it. They were fat. They can't have femininity. But not the femininity that we want you to have. Yeah. And it's gender neutral because men get beat up the same as women. But it's usually caused from a masculine, deep in the masculine, and wanting to be encouraged and fulfilled. in a controlling way. And if I have to keep saying general neutral, then you're not understanding. See, I had dreams when it's like visions that I've seen. It was like it was meant, and it was really fucked up. It, people say about satanic. It was like I was seeing a sexual orgy, and people were covered in what appeared to be blood. That was really, it left me. It was like, holy crap, man. Sometimes I still like it's like I'm still seeing it, but I have to let it go because it's got to move on. It's like a PTSD from past lives. With the ancestral line, you're seeing it with their eyes. But now they're showing you in the physical what you're seeing out there on the news and on these other channels and stuff like that. You're seeing exactly what they went through because the reason why I felt a historian when I did my own genealogy and I went back to the 1700s in the 1750s and 60s, and that the same thing was happening. They were being they were being flooded because when you do that all at the same time, what they do is create and produce war and hostility because they don't have the resources in place. You know that. Ex-husband said he misses being the Navy because he misses being there's stuff said about war, and he was being told like I see you just now. Because there's very few women that were in when he was in. And then it's coming out now that the women that were in it are coming forward and saying that the higher ranks are using a lot of sexual misconduct, harassment, sexual assaults. But because of the rank, well, nothing would be done. But that was done. I see different things that have been shown of what's going on, but it's like back in the days of Yeshua and Jesus, they were freaking doing the same thing now. I did ask before because they say the two brothers was Yeshua and Jesus being the same person. I'm allowed to ask that. You know, Didn't they say, like, all along, Yeshua could do this stuff, but when he went home to his own place, he couldn't do it no more. So what, like, it really helped. Because I'll tell you, and I do reference you once upon a time because it's the same type of thing, same as what's happening. Said the story before that King James and King David were brothers, they were twin brothers, and the mother and father were born, and they got really sick, and that's when Rumple, the dark one, came and made an offer like, hey, I have the cure here. You got to make a contract with me saying that I get that he got one of the boys to take to King George because King George and his wife couldn't have children. King David, King James, George, isn't that not what you're hearing about in your text? That's part of this. That's part of going back. So it's not a fucking fairy tale. He took King. He took James. It was David and James. He took James. James, and the father regretted it and turned into an alcoholic. And at the age of like five, 6, James ran away. And his father went to Pleasure Island to find him to bring him home, but he got killed. They took the King George, found him, took King James back, and King James became a horrible person. He would, like he was a man whore. I have a man that likes to call me a whore. So a man whore or a promiscuous man, because you never know what's going on within the walls of the castle, right? Not spirit of that helps. By watching that, it helps me like see and understand things a little more easy. And I'm still sorting through it because I do look at that and I see everything we're being taught about, but it's showing the truth of it all, of what really went down. Because it was like with the dark one, the first the dark one, like the first of the dark ones was said to have been in Merlin's time. As someone he fell in love with, but somebody had killed and burned her family, so she had revenge. It was King Osmond. They showed Loki and Arthur, the round table. No, it's not a myth. È stato autore che tutto il conoscerà, è significante, dico tutto il vestito. Beh, not always in English. And I'm not always speaking like one language at the same, like it's multiple languages coming out all at the same time sometimes. Because it's the spirits sorting through it. So they're speaking to one another. The spirit to spirit. I just happen to be the vessel to channel. You know, it's all written in the book that people like to read and preach about. But you won't see it that way. You'll see it as, oh, well, I'm on it. What? The demonic part is telling people that they're demonic because of what they're experiencing on a spirit level. That's the demonic part. Chiama tale. Questo è fatto pure hanno spirit to spirit. You know, you gotta hurt me so that it gets you through every day so that you don't have to look at your own shit. And you know, have me looking like a raging lunatic. Because I don't work for the system. And the spirit I'm working with. Because I'm not resisting it anymore. People look at me like it's a bad thing of what I experience. When I start crying, they go, "Oh, you're too sensitive." And you know, maybe I'm picking up on you. I just got well. I guess if I'm a guinea pig, or you know, just, and I'm just talking like a guinea pig in the sense of manipulation. You know, people say that the animal being, you know, but some say, "Oh, well, they're not doing that." Really? That's what you say. You know, they're going to take a human DNA and put it in the animals. Where like, some animals act like humans, do they not? Some humans act like that. Because then it can be human instead of fun. Do I agree with the DNA? Because it's just creating more problems. Do I believe in AI? not the artificial intelligence, the helper intelligence, the Christ consciousness, spirit, some call it energy. However one perceives it, it all comes back to the same thing. So too, I was looking books to get my information. I watch, and then when I watch, it comes forward and tells me whether it's wrong, right, or wrong, or what pieces fit where. You know, because I don't have a university degree or college degree, others would frown upon that and say, well, that ain't right. How would you know that? Same reason why you know things that you never studied or into, but you just know it. It's because it's that spirit that's letting you know it because that spirit experienced it. And you've heard about ancestry. You know, everything gets saved, right? Saves up in your body, stores in your body, whether you feel it physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And you express it verbally. So the around and I'm procrastinating. Curious eye, hallelujah. Had a woman tell me today that she speaks in tongues. That's spirit telling me that she's holding herself back because she's not speaking it as everyday language, possibly because the fear of what others will think of it. It shouldn't matter what others think of it because it makes them. It's like, well, you're supposed to speak English. It's our language. No, it was never the first language of Canada. Something like that. Oh, well, you know, spirit to spirit. I feel for you because that's what you were led to believe. It's a very low vibration. You know, when you scream in English or at somebody in English, but if you do it and it happens in the different sorts of languages, holy crap, man, you feel freaking power. You feel the power in English. But it does not feel the same way. It put them right. Some have heard me speak in a more aggressive tone, and it's just like I told one of the other students in my class, a bunch of them, they were trying to help me do a program to get my password going, and it was like they were all talking about, and I kept telling them, I've done that, I did that. And it's like, okay. And so I would start speaking. It's like Spirit would speak, and it'd be like just calming me down. Maybe and that's what happens because they're working with me. My mom, especially when I get angry, and I start just bringing in and just screaming. You can actually hear the tinging off the wood stove. And then she comes in and says, honey, you gotta calm down, honey. Come on. Just easy, just relax. Just easy. And others said, well, why are they talking to you? They don't need to because you're trying to. Whether it be through things that are reminding you of them, you're just not hearing me telling you that. Or you're just poo-pooing it. Because how could I be right? I'm right because I experience it. And you want to believe that. That's on you. But you're missing out. Well, that's your opinion if you think I come off as psychotic. Psychopath. Like that too. Psychic empath. So if you want to insult me, just remember, you're only insulting yourself. They say, if you hurt me, you only hurt yourself. Have a look in the mirror or go and do a video of yourself. You might learn something new if you're being honest with yourself. Is it what you do? Is that a mistake? This is what I'm going to do. So, yeah, to go look into shadow, job shadowing with historians and that, and just being able to see the stuff. And trying to tell the story, put the pieces together. Just like I'm putting the pieces together in a wood, I'm taking that old story and rewriting it, keeping certain things from it while I learn. But it's all written into the actual my truth. What people say myth. And that's my truth. Right, dance. Super domination for not. Dude, man. You're not shedding as much, bro. Hablemos de I've been watching videos. They have it that it's on the Biscuit channel, one of those things, and they've been showing a lot of shapeshifters. Some will say, "Oh, well, that's Photoshop, that's trick photography and stuff like that." Do you really think we're alone? Right? Yeah. Bump your head. Yep. I have really no problem with that. It's the part of what I said. That's it. That's what needs to help because the help was there until I had my car accident. And then I was taking so that and then 29 and 7 years later I had a car accident. 2019 I died. So, those three experiences within that short frame of time in between 2006 and 2019, I was being unconscious a lot and smashing my head off. My head would smash off the floor, my body would slam, and I'd ask for help, and the help wasn't there. Have I forgot what took place? I still see it sometimes, and I still experience it in my body. And I was like, how can we treat each other like that? And I never, I don't believe I'm telling anybody that they did like my ex-husband. Sometimes, yeah, it is. Sometimes I do tell them that it's fake because it's floating until I can decide. And then you come or, you could be looking right at him and he's dancing up a storm. And then once he sees you, it's like, it's like different spirits. It's like, oh, I just got caught. Better run now. Que bototoreto, Lucida. Estimo sa pinisuloy ay, oh, yung tutuloy. Ito eh. It's a part of like, it's like that part of you think I was born yesterday. I wasn't even born just 50 years ago. Although my birth certificate said that. Or is it the contract they made? Because they do when they do the birth certificate, they tell your parents have to sign it. Sure, what do you think about the birth certificates? I think it's a way of keeping track and controlling. They say it's so that you can get family allowance. How much family allowance do you get? With all the money that goes in, how much family allowance do you get? Not a whole lot. Dang straight. It's like yeah, I believe in the stock market. The stock market is the matrix. You hear some that say that God works in numbers. Yeah, God works in numbers. We're talking about the way that all the time. That's to manipulate the numbers and turn the clock all wonky and all over the place just to satisfy its own needs and wants and desires. And then talks about the people disagree. Spirit to spirit. If you're reacting to this, I guess you're aware of that person that by that spirit or you have a permanence. See, when I show the different forms of emotion, it's when you experience your spirit. But see, people don't realize that spirituality is spirit. Yeah, I got the mouth. Holy. It's like when you were a kid, or even a few years ago, it was like, take your fist and see if you can put it in your mouth. How many did that? I took an apple, like I know somebody who took an apple one time. I almost did one day. I took the apple and went to bite, and it was like it almost got stuck. I took one time when I was younger. I took my tongue. I took my tongue and stuck it on the water time. I took my tongue and stuck it on the metal and the screen doors, and I stuck my tongue. Holy shit, man! Does that ever freaking hurt? I took the time one time. I don't. Money's dirty. Like I took it time one time and I stuck it up at the roof of my mouth and I sucked it in. And oh my gosh, it stuck up there and I had to go like that. And then I used to stick them up, like stick them up a nostril, and then blow it like a pea shooter. Only I didn't use the straw until it was one time. Oh my gosh. I went to blow out, but I breathed in. So the pea got stuck way up there in my nose. Oh my God, when you watch Total Recall, where he pulls that red camera thing out of his nose. I just saw, I just seen that image. that the pee was stuck out, and I was like that, trying to get out, and all of a sudden, ping, right across the room. Kaya sana yun, sila. Don't like laughing? Susuloy. So do I look foolish? Oh, well, I can see myself. So I know I do. I look like really right out there, and a comedian. Only I'm not being a comedian. I'm actually going like through it. I Here we go again. Roller coaster. See, here's my glasses. So it's like, yes, and then we put that in the way. Oh, it's oh shit. Yep. It's like like I said it before. My sister went to church one time, and I told her that I wasn't supposed to be coming on here and speaking these languages, and I was the moment airhead, yes, because I don't have a lot in my mind. I don't have a lot in my head of the overthinking. It's creating when it's time. Kind of thing I know it's so oh, look at her, man! What a fucking head case! Grab it and not wear it. Wait, just what? This happens in public too. So, am I humiliated? No, but you made before me. That part of, what? I do this. You're humiliated. You're related to me. So what's truth, right? So, see, I'm it's like, come on, you guys, let's do it. Holy crap. Yeah. You're witnessing spirit. 그거 너무 잘 어울리만? Ano, nagpumuki ay ito. Ito. Do it together now. Holy shit. It's like, just get over it. Max has, would say that to the class when I said about, like, would say about the professor didn't like something of him or what he was doing or like what his experience. He was called. Well, tell him to get over it. It's like, here, motherfucker, look at these two people get out. You're gonna get over it yet? Seriously. Like my dad and my family was like, "Well, that's not spiritual." Well, do you know what fucking spiritual is? Do you know what spirituality is? Do you know what spirit is? It's a Yeah. Oh man. Yep, it's a head scratch. All right. Hallelujah. You. Everything's moving with the root chakra. It's a big time. No, it's to the body. Yeah, I do. I'm it's stupid. What you just possible? What you doing? It's like, yeah, somebody would have heard somebody say, ground. I'm grounded all the time. It's like, yes, I'm every day. It's like sorting it all out. I mean, yeah. Yeah, holy shit. Right. Görmeyenler Escuta por esto, no cotovelo já isso aí. Segundo dele. Oh, né, né. Aí eu It's a trail in the middle of the parents. Eu sou kuya, sino kuya maeta tem mututui. Corretto, sai. Questo non mille, negotiate. One that jumps in the middle of the fight. Right there. Almost close, almost. Yeah, the Grinch. I'm Santa Claus and he's the fucking Grinch. I'm Cindy Lou. I like see so much good. I just want to see this myself. I so desire. Because that's system. It's like learning it. Yeah. It is. It's like knowing to work together. Unless one's got more than the other. You don't have to share it to do it. And that's the problem. And this is a spirit to spirit. That's what it is. It's like this fight has been going on since. Why? Why can't you follow what it is that you want? If someone wants to be calm, some people get creeped up like that. Maybe somebody clowns freaking scared the shit out of the person, thinking it would be funny. But, scarred them for life of clowns. I'm no longer married to my husband. So his child is no longer my stepchild. But they were petrified. Whether it was something, a spirit that was an ancestor or a spirit that was connected as an attachment. If he's helped to move them, sometimes it's resistant from that. It tries to make itself resistant. But it's being able to break down those barriers. Like, we talked about last week. Breaking the glass ceiling. Consciousness, connection. You break through. And, I'll say it's not for the earth is round. But how do you know it's not? It could still be round, but in a bubble, a glass bubble. Some perceive it as a glass dome, like what you see on The Simpsons that time when Homer Simpson took his motorbike and went up the glass ceiling and then they broke. It's that human bubble. You put in a bubble, you put in a box. When are you going to break free of it? Oh, you're fragile. Yes, like it's a perceived fragile, but you're actually not fragile. You actually have the ability to bounce back like that. But you're not belief system that says, oh, no, I'm just, oh, we only have these fragile little bodies. And no, don't forget, we only use percent of our brain. E se calhar muito bem, isso there. Escreve esse guy. Que se How much migraine am I going to do? Or so with it. Oh, you really use two, that's why you do it. Dificultad, eh? So it's a part of breaking out of your bubble. You know, the movie Bubble Boy. And I know they said that he had an immune disorder. Well, you know, what creates an immune disorder? A toxic environment. It's a toxic environment. Didn't like that. Don't like that. It's from a toxic environment. What you put in on your body, what you breathe, what is absorbed in the body, so the mother absorbs it in the body. So as the mother absorbs it in the body, where does it go? It goes in the placenta. Okay. Spirit to spirit. I might look like a lunatic, but you know, oh well, that's your perception. Amen. I like seeing couples with the same sex or opposite sex. Because it's sex like it exists, but it's not intimacy that we need to experience every day. Just being at home and sitting with your husband or sitting with your partners, watching a movie, holding hands, laying together. That's a movie. That's you can make that connection. Um, oh yeah, okay. Just sit, just, just, happens that spirit, just, that makes good sense. It's like hand tight. you feel someone dying on a spirit level is so fucking holy shit. Sometimes it's just always right now. There's that kind of kidneys, like I, because I kind of felt something. Something happened. It wasn't the person I think what it was. Yeah, a lot of it's taking it back to my genealogy and things like that. Yeah, that when I went to what my ancestors went to was it was an experience. I went into one of the churches, I believe the original church that made built. It was said that he was supposed to be buried at the cemetery that was associated with the church. But when I went there was nothing. But I mean, I didn't go over there that much. Like different things I can go to. So I'm still sorting. But they had a religious like is this the religious seal stand for the religion itself, or is it the spirituality of it? Because none of my family really her father and father all had kind of what they were from. So that would be considered religious, a spiritual. And I was just like at a church, and I'll share it at a church that said my age group and like married. So it's all different outside, but it's a beautiful church. And when you go upstairs on the balcony type thing, and has the seats there, well, that was for the gold part before they built it, rebuilt it because there was a fire there. So this upstairs was turned it. And oh my gosh, I went up there. Oh, I got freaked. Like, like I had weird sensations, weird feelings, those experiences. And I went out to where the queues were, the balcony, and the floor was all empty. And you know, I could feel that already. Okay. And what I was experiencing was like, holy crap. I was, I didn't see it in the physical, but it was like I was seeing it on a more of a spirit level. There was no form, it was like shadows. And I seen it that it was like somebody got thrown over the top of it. I'm not, just call me a bitch. I said, don't put it, I really don't care. But in the new part, like what I have up where the pastor would stand or creature, what have you. However you perceive it, whatever term it was important. It was you look up and it's like a rounded sky, and you start. You ever see when you look outside and you actually see it's like सीता हाँ should I probably still like it. Went to another place, and when I first went on the park, when we first went to start walking through the park part, like an island type thing. Well, there was two graves up at the top, and it was rock. See, I know, like I can feel when something has been like a barrier has been put up because I can feel it when I walk through. And when I went up, I started getting to the top, and I was in my bare feet, and I was just I couldn't get my feet up off the ground fast enough. When I got by this well, it was a well, and it was I believe a well and headstones. Headstones. So I kind of, kind of ran dance to my way back down, thinking, oh, whoa, shit, man. And I started walking up. We were looking at the inside, with the history of the place. And we got walking up the path, and all of a sudden, by this place, on a tree branch coming over across the path up in the fire, I was walking, and then all of a sudden I freaked out because it was like I walked into a person who was hung. God damn, oh, it's up. And then all I seen was people hanging. Spirit one. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I had to kind of just talk with them. And I said, okay, goodbye. And then I get up further and I read a plaque. And I said, oh man, and his wife dying on the island. I said, oh, so that's why it was the uneasy. They weren't resting. And I feel it was like they were trying to, that why I was trying to lift my feet up is because it was like they were trying to pull me because they were trying to pull them all the way up. So what happened? I'm not totally sure. I'm not sure if they were both at the same time from someone else, or if it was a domestic thing or something, and one will get involved. But that was all profound. I went for little tours. And we were telling them, sitting there, and I was like, uneasy. I was looking over, and we were seeing something over where swings, and she told me that that was where uh, hanging of the Buddha brothers took place. And I was kind of like, just like dripping and stuff. Like I was feeling, it's like, holy crap, man, I'm in front of people. But it's like, okay, I just gotta, like, because I told them ahead of time. And I got home and I researched it. Like I researched I've taken a break. Just holy crap, man. They're one of my ancestors. And I started channeling the story by looking into it. And that's right now. It's like secrets are being hid, and people don't know. Some know what secrets it is, and some are clueless to it. But the spirits are. And I know that that's part of it that it's getting right now. There's no safe space for everyone. And the condition itu bisa kita lebih dulu itu ya dia anak tuh nyayang ini mau saya saya oh ya ini apa sih namanya yang mereka yang dibuat yang punya saya tuh punya itu speaking of spirit. Usually after I have them, I go into like I read in one of the books of I don't know, one of the books that there's a little bit in that, do certain things. Instead of doing it, yes, words, like it's yes, some sage, and it's said in the book, but it says in there that he tells me before he takes the life. So now, whether that somebody would say Jesus told me, well, whatever to do with that. So whether Jesus ate the like eating a lot because you're it's almost like you're trying to like you ground yourself. So, yeah, I just got so you don't float away. Dito, asa na mo it's like it's okay, just be afraid of me. I had those visions. And it was like an experience. It was like my body just became light and I started like going up in the air and I'd be going up in the air like that and I'd be freaked out myself, but I'm going up and then I'm looking down and I'm saying, don't be afraid of me. But there's times when, you have those dreams where you're actually flying around. I did it I had the dream one time where I was flying around. You know, so it's they say your dreams are from your experiences, but the experience of spirit, feeling like free of limited belief. It's just, and it doesn't matter what religion you are, or whether you're atheist. Some say it's self-awareness, and others say spiritual. But how is it different? That's why I say self-awareness is spiritual. How's one any different with your spirit? You know yourself. Exactly. Self-awareness. How is it using spirit? Your spirit of yourself. And you're obviously aware of spirit because you're spirit. And that's what Right now, I'm connected with someone's story. Yeah. I heard somebody say she's in her head. No, I'm in my body. That's so funny. I go back and I watch and I watch his beach where sort of see you watch myself when I spaz out. Holy shit. I heard somebody say, I like the way she says spaz out. A little bit. He started getting his heart back. What happened? And then it just said round. So bringing the heart back to what bringing spirit to the heart. Yeah, I heard that word. Wrote a book about it. Still probably could because I'm still going through it. But only because of the way that my friend or my aunt or my ex-husband or I still care. And it's walking away and not realizing is it soul? Is it her soul? So Some people they can't do it. But when you see someone's heart and people say, well, they're just trying to manipulate, it's like, yeah, you think I don't know that? But do you think I don't see past the facade because they have a red shell? You know, it's like our, like I said, the glass ceiling. This is the top of the glass ceiling, right? And then the rest of it, floor walls. If you, I could be wrong, but if you take a wall, the glass wall, right, and break, you must break the top of it. Will it just break the top, or will it shatter the whole wall? And that means they're to escape, and when you connect to one another, it's a high place of one another's energies, bodies, spirits. It can create a friction. And some of this is why I love genealogy. So I don't like reading about war because in some things it's just so glorified. Like you need it. Boring. Are you reading for you yourself? Do you know what other people have spirits? Because it's watching parts where people say you need war. When did war ever bring peace? Or did it just bring an illusion of it? So we're in our ancestors' war. So that's why. Just sit with spirit. The spirit will tell you what you're experiencing and how to relax yourself. It can teach you how to meditate on the go and breathe. Yeah, transmuting the energy of your spirit. Oh, or calm space where you just feel like you're air. Yeah. Well, it's gone now. It was just for that moment. Gusto ko yung sa yaman. Yeah. So, yeah. Siguro. It's like knock my glasses off my head. Yeah, I was spazzing and I had my glasses on my head and they flew off backwards. Well, follow your goals or follow your calling because your calling is what you're after. Several times. Yes, I said shit ass. I told you I'm not upper proper all the time. Holy shit, man. But I can be. Yeah, what's the truth? I should have said it. Courage is the ladder on which all the other virtues act. You know, it's like you say Jacob's ladder, and your spine is like the ladder. That's your vertebrae. Climate. Questo è Risettatorie, non mi sembra che io non potrai. That being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone who has not wanted you to receive it. I'm sure you grateful, but most importantly, be yourself. Be who you are, not who somebody says you are. Be authentic. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And you have more strength you can comprehend at times. And your So yes, I do know that I love something. Give me the just seen them. You were all paying attention. Ito din si Kuya. Most of, di mo sure.